Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our little Expand Your Consciousness series. This is your host, Dr. Robert Aldaya, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today of success and confidence. I know I haven't been back for a while. There's actually there was a conflict inside of me talking about something like this, and I'll get into into that a little bit. But it's pretty much a thing of how can I talk to you about success when it's sometimes difficult to measure success. Like to me, I don't think I'm successful, but I am successful, but I'm not successful. It's like an internal conflict. You might have a similar conflict. I mean, I've done everything that I've set my mind to up until this point. It's all such a weird topic that it's hard for me to talk about it, but more or less, to try to sum it up, I came from a third world country, and pretty much when I grew up, I didn't really have the vision to be where I am today. I didn't really think, like some people when they're young, they're like, oh, I want to become an astronaut, whatever. But some people, they're like, oh, I want to become a doctor, this and that. I didn't have that when I was young. My family's always said, we want educated people in the family, but it wasn't clear where I come from, because I come from Syria, a place where to me, I didn't think that I would have the opportunity. Things were super competitive. Nobody in my family has done it, and so I kind of never really thought that I have the road to get there. But when I came to the U.S., there was this beautiful thing of opportunity to me. I had my teacher, my instructor in ESL class. It was English as a second language, because I still can't speak English, but they were teaching me English, and this guy grabbed me by the shoulders and he shook me and he said, "Robert, your family left everything behind for you guys to come here. What are you doing with your life?" And it was like that moment a light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta do something. I gotta do something bigger. And so that's where I kind of started doing some research, and just like, oh, what's like something that could be of can give me some money, could be of some good status, can set me off well into the world. What's something that is secure, that I know if I attained this, there's no other way of, it's something that is very substantial and secure. And it was, dentistry came about, and that's when I started pursuing that. At that stage, when I was like later in high school, is when I kind of did that. So, more or less, that was not my dreams when I was a kid. Yes, I did have dreams when I was a kid. I still am working on those dreams, and this is why I say I'm successful. I'm not successful because I'm in that loophole of I want to get there, I don't want to get there. So the long story short is what I'm trying to say to you is everybody measures success a little differently. And it even troubles me, but you have to find a way and able to verify your progress so that you don't go crazy. Because I'm definitely going crazy, but maybe you don't go crazy. You have to set little goals and achieve them. This is how actually success is measured. You have to do little things and become good at it, and that way your brain gets trained into, okay, I can accomplish that, okay, I can accomplish that, okay, I can accomplish that. And when you set sometimes such a big goal, even if you are on the path to achieving that, you don't really realize where you are, and you kind of lose track, and you lose you lose some of your momentum because you start judging yourself. You start worrying, like, how am I doing? You start comparing yourself with other people, which is all very natural humanly things that I'm talking about here. Things that I do, things that everybody does. I mean, this all ties back into meditation. This is why meditation is so important, because it can clear your mind of all these things that can distract you from achieving your success. So the secret to doing things, the secret to accomplishing things, is to start doing things. And to do things, I'm gonna give you the biggest secret on the planet right now. If you're ready, you ready? If you're standing up, sit down. 5 seconds. That's it. You have 5 seconds from the time an idea pops into your head until you implement it, or start on. So like, if you get an idea, I should do this, you got 5 seconds. If you're not taking action, your brain just starts coming up with every way possible to sabotage you, and it just ruins your confidence right away. It's like an activation energy. If you know anything about chemistry, there's sometimes like a catalyst, and there's like an activation energy for a reaction to take place. So that is the activation energy for you. So you have these 5 seconds to generate that, and when you don't, you're just going downhill. There's a lot of ideas that we all think of every day, but it's implementing these ideas, it's chasing these ideas, it's doing something physical. And if you don't do, then you're just not going anywhere. I mean, you have to start doing things for you to be able to get anywhere in life. I'm trying to do things on every level, and you know, if my closest friends are making fun of me, that like, you benefited so much from this quarantine, because I've been just learning crazy stuff about everything, from the brain to how we all work, to making music, to stock markets. I don't even know. I'm just trying to absorb whatever I can, use my time, instead of just like wasting it. And don't get me wrong, I've wasted a lot of times. I'm not perfect. I've sat, and for the past couple of weeks I've sat and was able to accomplish nothing, and I feel like I feel bad about it, and that's normal. That happens. But the idea is that overall you want to have this motivation, and the more things you can accomplish, and the way to accomplish them is to start doing something, the more you'll be able to reach and shoot and keep going. Now the other side of the equation is, the reason that I was saying earlier is maybe I'm successful, I'm not successful, is because of the way that I aim. I shoot at a very high scale. We can even bring a money example into it. I'm like, I want to make like $10 billion. And if I don't make that, I'm upset. I'm a failure. But, you know, if I'm aiming so high and I make like, let's say $1 million, I'm still going to say I'm a failure. Now, if somebody else, they might say, I just want to make $10,000 this year, you know, and they make 20,000. In their eyes, they're a success. They've doubled what they made. But in my eyes, I made $1 million, and I'm like, I'm a failure. So this is the different kind of mentalities that people have sometimes, and it's up to you to decide where you want to fall. You want to make $1 million, you want to make $10,000 or $20,000. And honestly, that's what everybody says. The sky's the limit. It's for you to kind of aim for, shoot for, try to achieve. And it's just what you push yourself to do, and that's where the fruits of everything come from. So there are certain things to get you on the path of success. There are certain habits. Funny enough, making your bed in the morning. So when you wake up, you make your bed. That is a success. That is you finished sleeping. That's what your brain understands. So you get up, you leave your bed messy. It's bringing your overall energy down, even if you realize it on a conscious or unconscious level. It is bringing your energy down. I know it's silly. It's super silly. I make my bed every morning, and it's not for any other reason than to put that extra success. It's an easy one. You know, you wake up, you make your bed. Another one that might be a little difficult for people in the beginning is flossing. When you're flossing and you go every night and you could do it, that's an accomplishment to your brain. That is success. I know these things sound silly. I know you're like, what kind of success is this? But this sets you up for actually accomplishing more in life. Success comes in small increments. There's no way it could happen. There's no way you wake up and you're a billionaire. That doesn't happen in the world. Even people that win the lottery, we have, backed by science, consciousness and unconsciousness to all our thoughts. So what they've studied and found out is that 90% of you, 90%, 88% to be exact, is unconscious. So that means 88% of the time you're doing things at a level you're not even aware of. You're operating in a programmed manner, and this program is not something that you've programmed yesterday or told yourself, or this has been going on all your life, and things that have been building since you were a child. So therefore, this is why sometimes a lot of people set goals and they can't achieve them, or they want to do something and they don't understand how, and it's because you're not just you. There's a 90% part of you that is operating a program in a repetitive manner that you gotta talk to it. You gotta reprogram this, and it's not as easy as saying to yourself, "Oh yeah, like this is happening. Let's stop." It takes a lot more. If you've been doing something for a long time, we are creatures of habit. I'm not sure who said this. I know some famous person have said this before. You are what your habits are. So if you have good habits, you're going to be a good person. If you have excellent habits, you're going to be an excellent person. If you have crappy habits, you know where you're going to be. And this is the understanding in life is habits don't define us. Obviously, they are actions that we take, and any actions that we take don't define us. They're sometimes confused. We could say I am, and then you put whatever description after it, but at the end of the day it doesn't really define you, but you make it define you. So you could say I am a loser, and you're not actually a loser. You're doing things that are making you a loser. But when you put it in a way that you define yourself, your brain kind of accepts that and goes, yeah, I am, and so we're not, So that's what ends up happening. And what you need to really tell yourself, if you're not in a good position, is just say, I am doing things, I am exhibiting habits that are ending up in certain results that are making me, a certain way, but this is not you, obviously. You are you. And this I am statement is actually very, very profound in terms of understanding oneself, and we loosely say it like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm lonely, I'm sad, whatever it is, and these things will kind of solidify inside of you when they shouldn't. I'm sorry, I guess I'm doing this kind of late. The lighting is going down. I should have done this a little earlier, but I'm sorry, it's all good. We'll redo this if it doesn't come out good. But here's the thing: you have to start doing things, and you have to start doing little things, and then little things at a time will start adding up, and then you will build confidence. Confidence. What is confidence? confidence is unreal. There's just no confidence. Any you can read a lot of books, this and that, and they'll talk about how to amplify your confidence, how to do all these things. But confidence is not really a thing. A lot of people that say I want to be more confident, what they're really saying is they want to be less afraid. We have always yin and yang emotions. We have opposing emotions that kind of fight, and our fear of messing up, our fear of looking stupid, our fear of going on a video and other people judging us is what keeps us from doing a lot of things in life. Our fear of success, believe it or not, is what keeps us. There's a lot of fears inside of you and inside of me, inside all of us, that we don't really understand, and they are going back to the conscious versus unconscious. 90% at an unconscious level. You are not even aware of them. You might sit there and be like, okay, I'm aware that I'm afraid of this and that. Well, take that, multiply it by 90%, and you have how much more fears you're not even aware of. You don't even know. Now the good news is meditations will help with that. So that's where I've started this series talking about meditations and the point of meditation. And a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, Zen this and Zen that, but it's more than just a breathing thing. It's more than just becoming aware thing. It's like a reset of everything type deal, because and it takes some time to do it, but the more you do it, the more you will feel it, the better you will become. A lot of our unconscious is established at a very young age. We won't go into a lot of details about the conscious unconscious. I'll make another video about that. But a lot of it is established when we are like 5 years old. From 0 to 5 years old. It's not what's happening around you right now. But what ends up happening is you believe it or not, your mind is like an antenna. It screams into the universe, and the universe obeys you. The universe literally will do what you want. This is part of your free will. We won't go into that. But so when you have 90% thoughts going against you, this is why you're stuck in your place. This is why I'm stuck in my place. This is why I'm working on myself. I'm trying to clear up all my energies, clear up all my doubt, all my negative thoughts. I try to do meditations to kind of just center myself again, come back and think on a more positive, self-loving note, and that's where it all stems from. A lot of people will tell you, love yourself, don't love yourself, but they don't explain how and why and what's, it doesn't, they don't connect the dots, and you have to sit there and do a lot of researches, which I've been doing for a very long time, actually for a few years. At this point, I'm trying to connect all these dots to try to reach an understanding of how does it work. Because if you think about it, if you really think about it, success is a difficult thing to explain, because if it was based on a geographic area, then everybody in this area would be rich. Everybody in New York would be rich. Everybody in LA would be rich. And we all know that that's not right. There is neighborhoods in New York, you go, a lot of people here making money, they live good. The next neighborhood is not doing so well. Same thing in LA. You go from one neighborhood to the next, alternating. And this is what happens everywhere in life. Florida, everywhere. There's rich people living next to poor people. So it's not based on geographic thing. If you were to think about it as being based on a gender or race or anything that you want to group it in, none of it will make sense. There's no race or gender or there's nothing that is just there that will make anybody rich or predispose anybody to be rich. There are brothers who can go into the same industry, and one will make money and one will not make money. They could be doing the exact same things. And it all comes down to your thoughts at the end of the day. What you say to yourself. Your unconscious, that 90% that will hold you back, that has been holding me back. And yes, you didn't ask for it. It was just, that's what happened when you were young. That's what happened growing up throughout your life. This is your programming. But you're not done. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. If you're hearing these words, then you realize that you can do something about this. You can change yourself. You can change your life. You can change everything. And you have to start doing things. And the way that you start doing things is by starting on little things and then doing these silly little things that will register success in your mind. Success after success. Then you will be able to push yourself onto bigger successes and setting goals that you can achieve. Yes, you want to shoot for the stars. You want to shoot for the moon. You want to say, I want $10 billion. But at the end of the day, you want to say, and you want to put a time frame on it so that you get to work. But you at the end of the day, you still want to put something realistic that you can physically achieve, that will bring that emotion of I achieved something, and that emotion will continue to grow as you do more and more and more and more and more. As we understand and learn more about human behaviors and psychology of humans, is we're emotional creatures. You know, they tell you a lot. Emotions are contagious. This and that. We're emotional creatures, whether you like it or not. If you're upset, you're gonna make a decision different than when if you're happy, if you're angry, if you're relaxed, whatever it is, you make different decisions. You think differently while you're in a different emotion. Most of the good thoughts come when you're in happy, positive emotions. Most of the negative thoughts come when you're in upset emotions. That's just how it works. It's all connected. There's people that seem to be able to connect these dots easier than others, but what we figured out, and humans have evolved quite a bit, and things are advancing quite a bit. And now is today and age, if you can tell with everything that's going on, is they've done studies that they studied why are all these successful people successful? What are they doing? And if we can get anybody to do what these people are doing, can they become successful as well? And the answer is yes. So it all comes down to you are what your habits are, and there's always hope. And that's what you have to focus on. There's always hope. Hope is one of the most powerful emotions and drivers in human evolution. Hope is what keeps you alive when everything else is done. You hope for something better, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry for the lighting. I'm gonna look at this again. I think you can't see me. You don't want to see me anyways, man. I look goofy and crazy. But there's some golden nuggets in here. This all came off the top of my head. There's a lot inside of my head. I can't even organize it sometimes. If there's a topic, if there's something specific that anybody would like to learn about, even if I don't know it, I'm able to kind of research it and synthesize it in maybe some coherent terms that you might be able to understand better. If there's like any points or things that like you would like to expand on. But to quickly recap, you have 5 seconds to start any action, and once you think about it, just go do it. Write it. Just do something in the direction of it. If you're like, I wanna make a new hobby about painting. Write it down. I want to paint. Or go to YouTube. Start learning how to paint. Just type how to paint. If you have a thought of I want to start a business, just go to YouTube. How can I start this business? Just the littlest thing that you can do will get you in a committed step. Even if next day you start doubting yourself, and you'll still have that I've done this, I can do this, and you can go back to it. This is what kind of success is about. There's no overnight success. Another point that I wanted to go back to with the people that win, overnight millions or whatever you call it, lottery. A lot of them will end up losing the money. That a lot of them will go back to right where they belonged because they're mentally not ready to have that kind of money. There's a lot of famous people that become famous. They make a lot of money, and then you see them bumming on the street. You see, they're broke. A lot of this happens, and that's because people are not mentally prepared, and they are afraid. There's that fear that no matter what you do, where you have, what ends up happening, your unconscious, your 90% will determine where you end up. So if you're not ready for the money, you're gonna lose the money, even if you get it. If you're not ready, if you're not actually that person that can claim your throne, you're not gonna have the kingdom. That's just what's gonna happen. You're gonna get up and go back down. But to sustain being up, you have to build it. You have to work on it. There's nothing that's gonna just happen and keep you there. There's no magical formulas or potions or any of that. Even if you win the lottery to keep you up there, you're bound to lose it all one way or another. It happens over and over, and that's just how life works. There's a lesson in all of it for us. All right, so I'll stop here. I think this is a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If there's more things you'd like to know about, please leave comments, share with your friends, follow and subscribe for some more insights, and hopefully if I see a lot more encouragement about this, I'll be doing a lot more of this. If you guys enjoyed this and you thought that this was very helpful, thank you. Have a good night, and hopefully you stay safe and healthy. Take care. Namaste.